Hi, welcome back. In this video, you're going to solidify the skills to retrieve data from SQL by looking at a real-world example of converting SQL data into CSV. So we're going to work on the same database file which we worked in the previous video. So that is how it looks like, the table of that database file. So basically what we will do is we will have these data just as you see them in here. We will have them inside a CSV file. So 3 columns, 9 rows in a CSV file. Let's do that. We import SQLite 3 and we establish a connection to the database. We create a cursor object. And then for this, pandas comes in handy. So pandas is a data analysis library. It allows you to manipulate CSV files, Excel files, and other tabular data formats. Once you import pandas, then we don't execute the query through cur as we did previously. So cur execute, this is what we did, but we execute it through pandas. .read SQL query method. So pandas has this method which gets as input a string, and that is the SQL query. So basically we want to create a pandas data frame out of the results of an SQL query. So the SQL query will be select everything from IPs, order, perhaps if you like, that's optional. So order by ASN. That's the query. And then you need to pass another parameter, that is the connection object. So you want to specify which database connection this query should run in. Now, so that will give us the data stored in a pandas data frame object. Before we put that data frame into a CSV file, let's first print it out. Pandas will be installed because it's a third-party library. And once pandas is installed, we get the data frame printed out. So that's a pandas data frame object. This is not a list of tuples. So now we are outside of SQL. We have a data frame. We can apply df to CSV. So df is the variable. To CSV is a method which gets as input a file path of the CSV you want to create. Let's call this database.csv. And you want to set index equal to none because you don't want this first column stored in the CSV. If you want that, then remove that parameter, that argument. So that will remove that and execute. Once the code runs, you should see a database.csv file in your project directory. Now this is a .csv format. If you want an Excel file instead, you'd want to replace that with to Excel and change the extension XLSX. And I'm going to comment this out, the first one. If you run this, you're going to get an error because pandas needs this openpyxl dependency. So go to the shell and say pip install openpyxl to install that library, and then run the code again. And you should see the database.xlsx file. So if you download that file and you open it with Excel or another program that reads spreadsheets, then you should see the same data. So that is how to convert SQL data from the database and get them into CSV or Excel files. Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.